upon the dead and horns resounds the mighty.
Save it for later.
Velkommen alle sammen. Today we're looking at this viewpoint here, and it's in the middle of a swamp, kind of a Roman little fortress in the middle of the swamp that's abandoned. You know me, I always speak a little bit about Viking history while you're watching these videos, so you can learn a little bit about the Viking Age while you're playing. So today I'm going to speak about swamps because we're in one right now. Now it's the common, misconception that people were sacrificed in the Viking Age and in the Germanic tribe age hundreds of years before, or even thousands of years before. It's that it was a normal custom to sacrifice human beings and throw them in the swamp. And this is actually, we think it's not true, because we do, of course, we see lots of bodies still found in swamps and bogs. And, if you don't know anything about swamps and bogs, then bodies can be preserved there for thousands of years. I think the oldest body we have preserved in a swamp or bog is 10,000 years old, and it's pretty much like the day it was put in there. It's really weird that the body doesn't decompose at all. So the thought is that the Vikings sacrificed people in their bogs like this, but really what we think it is that these people were being punished. They weren't being sacrificed, and the reason for this is there's been a lot of people who have written papers on it, and what they have found was that criminals and bad people were thrown into bogs because the Germanic tribes, this is going back long before the Viking Age, but the Germanic tribes originally believed in reincarnation. But you couldn't be reincarnated until your body had decomposed. So what they did was put these wicked people, they could have been criminals, they could have been witches, they could have been just bad people. They killed them and they threw them into a bog so that their body would decompose and that they would never be reincarnated. This is the whole idea. Of course, we don't know this for sure. I mean, we can't exactly go back in time thousands of years and ask these people, hey, did you put them in there because you don't want them to come back to life? No, but because of all the evidence and all of the experts that have written papers on this, this is a pretty good, well-accepted theory that is pretty much widespread by now in the past few years. So before, we used to think that these bog bodies were sacrificed, but you can call it a sacrifice if you want, but it was really, they were just putting criminals to death and bad people to death, and then they put them in a bog so that their body would not decompose and be reincarnated and come back to give more trouble to the village. So that's why the bodies were in bogs like this. So that's all I'll say for this video. Vi ses nästa gång.